Hi, I'm Liv, and today I'm doing a video on continuing series that I just stopped reading. I have quite a few series that I did start and I don't know what happened, I just didn't continue. So I thought I'd pick up 3, and in this video I'd like to read all 3 books and really get into these series again, because I loved these series, well, most of them. We have got 3. We have got Legendary by Stephanie Garber. So this is the second Caraval book. So I wasn't a massive fan of Caraval, but I still gave it a 4. So I would love to carry on. Definitely not a series that I'm like, oh my god, no, I'm DNFing. Definitely a series I'd love to continue because I really do want to end up reading Once Upon a Broken Heart. And it's a fantasy, and all of these books are very different, by the way, I just realised. The fantasy, very much a romantasy-ish book. Loads of like hidden things and clues and secrets. Things aren't as they seem. So yeah, I'm very interested in this. I hope it's better than the first one. I have also got Hawthorne Legacy. So this one is the second book in the Inheritance Games series, and the first one was the Inheritance Games. This one is the second one, as I said, and this one's meant to be like more higher stakes. Apparently this one is the one that everyone's like, this is the book in the series, so hopefully it's better than the first one. The first one was okay. I did end up giving it, I think, 4 again. Wasn't the best, wasn't the worst. I did enjoy it, but when I finished it I went, okay, it was decent, but it didn't blow me away. And then the last one I have started today. I've read, how much have I read? I've read literally a page. This is Infinite Sea by Rick Yancey, and oh, I didn't say who this was by. The Inheritance Games Hawthorne Legacy is by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. It says, a deadly game, a puzzle to solve, a fortune at stake. So it's like a thriller sort of one. And this one is a dystopian book. So this is The Infinite Sea by Rick Yancey. This is the book in the series of The Fifth Wave. It's a trilogy, and the reason the book is so big compared to the other book is Sam bought me this for my birthday and he couldn't find the original size book. He could only find the bigger version, which is the easy read version, which I've never read an easy read book. So the words are really big and it's just easier to read, to be honest. But yeah, this book is very dystopian. It's the second book in the series, and this series is all about aliens are taking over the world, and you don't know who an alien is, like, because we don't know what they look like. Do they look like us? Do they look very different? So the first book was really good. I was crying my eyes out. I did a video on it, actually. I did a video on all of these books, so I'll link them down below if you're interested, if you want to see where, like, what I think about the books, the first in these series is. Let's talk about this one now. I'm going to go into the ones in detail, which I won't explain when I actually read them. But because I've started this, I've got my little ACOTAR bookmark in here. I want to tell you what this one's about. So it says, how do you rid the earth of 7 billion humans? Rid the humans of their humanity. Casey Sullivan and her companions lived through the others 4 waves of destruction. Now, with the human race nearly exterminated and the 5th wave rolling across the landscape, they face a choice: brace for winter and hope for Evan the Walker's return, or set out in search of other survivors before the enemy closes in, because the next attack is more than possible. It's inevitable. No one can anticipate the depths to which the others will sink, nor to the heights in which humanity will rise. Oh my god. So from the last book, so this will spoil the last book. Don't watch this video if you have not read the first books in these series, because this will ruin those books for you. So just forewarning you. So in the first book, Evan, we don't know what happened to Evan Walker in the end. It was presumed that he was possibly dead, and I bawled my eyes out. But in this one it says that they face a choice: brace for the winter and hope for Evan Walker's return, or then something else. And I'm just like, we're waiting for his return? Is Evan coming back? I'm actually like in shock. I hope he is. That'll make my day. The 5th wave books, man alive, they really get me. Like, they really make me paranoid. I don't know what it is about Rick Yancey's writing, but he gets me. He scares me with his books. Dystopian books about aliens and things like that really just freaking get to me, and I don't know why. They really make me nervous and put me on edge. I am so far into this book. In one day, I have read this much. one day, because it's the next day, like it's literally 9 o'clock the next day. And look at where I'm at, 179, chapter 48, 49. Oh my god, there's clearly a 9. I'm over halfway through this book. How crazy is that? This is where I'm at. Look, I'm over halfway through this book. How insane. I'm liking it. I wouldn't say it's the best one I've read. Like, Fifth Wave really set the bar high. Like, that book was a 5-star all the way through. This one, I feel like could be a 4. I don't know if it could be any higher. I think the stakes, like, I think more needs to happen. The plot's not, it's not there. There's definitely the opportunity for lots more to happen. Like, there's like 120 something pages left. Definitely the opportunity to, like, loads of things to happen. But as of right now, probably a 4. Well, I just cried for a bit. I'm at book 2 now, and we are at The Sum of All Things, chapter 7, page 191. I've read so much in the space of a day and a bit. I'm really enjoying it. I'm getting into the thick of this book, and I just cried so much because one of my favourite characters, I did not see that coming. Oh, that hurt my heart. Like, I'm not okay, so
I know.
it's just really sad. But we're at book 2 now, so we'll see what happens. The stakes are getting higher. The story's really getting there now. Like, this is what happened with the first one. Like, the story really, like, got there in, like, the second half of the book, and that's what made it, like, the 5-star. So I'm gonna go read a bit more and see what happens, but I'm a mess. Well, I finished the book. This is what we're dealing with right now. That was so good. That's not what I expected to happen. That once again blindsided me. A bit of a mess right now. Oh, Sam. I'm a bit of a mess. I don't know what I'm gonna rate it. I was gonna give it a 4, and then it was a 4.25, and then it went up to a 4.5. I don't know anymore. I'll tell you later when I start the next one. Yeah, talk to you later. I feel like it's time to update you on the next book. And I also need to talk about last night's book, because that was a bit of a mess. I wasn't in the right headspace to talk about that book. Last night I finished The Infinite Sea by Rick Yancey, and that book was phenomenal. So where I left you, I think I said that, like, things were starting to, like, amp up, and, like, things were getting there. Like, the story was going there, and it was getting good. It was more and more detailed as we carried on, which I loved. So when I had last updated you, before I started crying and bawling my eyes out, I think I'd updated you when something happened to one of the characters. So after that had happened, we then got the the point of view of one character until the end of the book, pretty much. So usually every couple chapters in this book, it was a different point of view, like pretty much every chapter. So every, like, big block, so it'll be like usually about 20 pages, then it'll be a black page saying a different part, and then that part will start. So this last big section, it was all based on one person, and it's all from one person's point of view, which was actually really good because you really got to understand that person's point of view. It was a big shock for me, and that's why I started bawling my eyes out. I was in absolute agony with a heartbreak, and I didn't expect it to hit me as well as it did, but it really did. Like, I got attached to these characters emotionally again. I always do with these books, like I did with Fifth Wave, so I don't know why it shocked me, but I just get so emotionally attached, and that's why I cry so much with Rick Yancey books. Yeah, I was really immersed into this world again. He really managed to pull me back in and grab my attention, which I loved. Because when I started reading the book, I was a bit apprehensive, I won't lie. I was a bit like, is he going to be able to achieve that whole dystopian vibe again? Is he going to be able to achieve it? And he did. It was amazing. It was absolutely brilliant, and overall I ended up giving it a 4.5. The next book I've started, so I have started this book now, and this is Legendary by Stephanie Garber. So this book is the second book in the Caraval series. So Caraval I wasn't a big fan of. I gave it a 4, which isn't bad, of course, but on TikTok they kind of hyped it up to be like a 5-star. I personally didn't find this book to be a 5-star, but I did like it. So Caraval is very like magic. There's a game of Caraval, which is where loads of people are playing to win the prize at the end, and everyone will do anything to get it. Tonight I'd love to get to page maybe 100, 150 maybe.
Ooh, I look interesting.
Let's update you on Legendary. I've actually read quite a lot of this book. I look interesting right now. So yesterday I actually read a good chunk, so I'm up to page 165, so I'm nearly halfway through. I'm nearly at the halfway through mark, like that's where we're at. I feel like I'm gonna read a bit tonight, and then I'm definitely gonna try and get a good chunk read tomorrow, get really towards the end. I'm liking this more than the first one. I feel like the first one set up the rules really for Caraval, and this one's kind of like, it's taken into consideration the rules, but at the same time it's like deviating from the rules, and there's new rules now and stakes are higher. The game's not being played how it used to be played. There's different characters that have come up that are now really important. We have met Jax, who is in Once Upon a Broken Heart. I know that for certain, and I fangirled like crazy. I was like, oh my god, it's Jax. So we met him. Tella is, to me, she's more irritating than Scarlet. Scarlet was more level-headed, and Tella is way more like risk-takery, and she's just more up for doing chaotic things and just seeing what happens. So it's a bit crazy. And it's kind of annoying sometimes, because it's like, you can see how like dangerous the stuff she's doing is, and she just doesn't care. I'm trying to think what's just happened. The stakes are already high. Like, we've already had something happen where, you know how in the first one payments aren't made with money? One of those situations that happened in this book. It's very similar to the last book in a way, but it's not really anything like, but that kind of magic, that's what I'm on about, has come about, and that's involved in a certain situation right now, but I don't want to give too much away. That's what's currently happening. We've got a big situation, loads of lies and secrets, loads. Dante's in this book a lot more. Dante and Tella have some like chemistry going on there, and he definitely is jealous about Tella. So Tella's like in Caraval, and she's trying to get the guy who helped her in the first book his like payment, which is information that he wanted, but like it's difficult to get the information, and stakes getting higher and everything. It's good, it's definitely interesting. I think this one could be higher rated than this first one, hopefully, fingers crossed, but I'm enjoying it right now. I am invested. I don't know where we were before, but I'm home now for the summer, so I thought I'd do a little update on me book. I don't know where I was up to last time, but we're currently at a really good place. I mean, look, we've literally not got much left of this book at all. Like, it's not focusing. Oh my god, stop focusing on me. There we are. It's focusing. As you can see, I've only got a little bit left. So we're currently at page 271 out of 416. I am definitely getting more into this book than I was the last book. I feel like I'm at the point where in the last book I was starting to get into the book, and at this point I'm also starting to get into the book. I'm really believing the stuff that's happening, and I'm really getting invested. So right now I still don't know if we can trust Jax. He's a very tricky character, and it seems like we can't trust him based on the things we know. The Fates are, we've been shown reasons for why the Fates are feared and concerned. There's concern over the Fates coming back because of how powerful they are. We've seen evidence of that. This one, it's a bit like, is it a game still? Is Caraval just a game, or is this more than a game? That's the current thing. It says on the front, the game has just begun. So the last one, it was remember it's only a game. But this one, I don't know if it is a game or if it's real. If it turns out to be a game again, and that nothing's real, I will be really annoyed, because I feel like this one's so much more immersive and I'm really invested, Donatella's character is very interesting. She's more complex than Scarlet, I'd say. Like, she's got more layers to her. I like Dante, and I liked him in the first book. Like, he interested me a lot. Even though his character frustrated me, I liked him. So I was very happy that he's like a main character in this book. Jax, I find myself sometimes liking him and then I hate him, and I like him and then I hate him. He's that kind of character. I don't know what I'm thinking right now. Like, I feel like I'm enjoying it. I've underlined some stuff, not loads, which shows me that I am enjoying it, but it's not my favourite book in the world. I don't think this could top ACOTAR, honestly. I feel like ACOTAR was a thing of its own with its fantasy. I don't think it could top Six of Crows either, because Six of Crows has my heart. Right now I'm liking it, definitely getting more invested. Yeah, I'm gonna get back into it, page 271, chapter 28, and get back into it. Hopefully get really immersed. So just read this until dinner, because if a book really immerses me that much, like, I put all my effort into reading it and I really take time out of my day to read the book. But if I'm feeling like I need breaks and I'm like, no, then I'll know if it's not a good book. I'm gonna sit, I'm gonna annotate, and hopefully enjoy. So I'll see you guys in a bit. I may have finished it, I don't think I will have. Okay, I said I wasn't gonna like finish and then come back. I said I was gonna do a little update. Didn't end up doing that. So I finished the book. What do I even say about this book? I feel like with Stephanie Meyer's, it's not the same person, she wrote Twilight. Stephanie Garber's writing. I like her writing style. Like, that's not the problem. The writing style's fine and it's easy to understand and everything. But the plot, it's so good and it's so extra, and there's so many little details happen, and it's so good, so intricate. And then the ending happens and it's always disappointing. Like, I feel like I'm expecting something really extravagant, really exciting at the end, and I never get it. It never delivers. Caraval was the same. I was really enjoying it. I was really emotional in that book, and then the ending happened and I was like, right, okay. It just felt like this book was very unfinished at the end. So the reveal of who Legend was disappointing. I'd guessed it literally like page 300. I was like, I'm pretty sure I know who it is. It's so disappointing, like when you've got a book and you really like it and everything, and then the ending just completely disappoints you. Like, it honestly really did not live up to my expectations at all. I have one last book to read in this video, and that is The Hawthorne Legacy by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, and this is the book. So this book is a young adult book, and it's a thriller, but kind of like Google's Guide to Murder type of thriller. Like, it's very YA. So we've got our main character Avery, and she was given basically a big inheritance from this random guy. We don't know who he is. We did find out at the end of the last book, like, that not everything was as it seems. This guy has grandsons who are all very different from each other, though have different skill sets. There's a bit of like a love triangle in this book series, which I'm not a big fan of, but like, that's not the main plot. There's loads of secrets and loads of like things that you've got to figure out, like loads of clues and everything. 352 pages, so it's really not that long either. I think this will probably take me 2 days to get through if I really sit down and read it tomorrow and the day after. I feel like if I really give myself a few hours in each day, I can get through this book pretty easily. Just a little mini update. I am getting into this book. I'm 66 pages through. That's a little chunk I've got into. I've literally only been reading this for about 40 minutes, half an hour. I'm really getting into it, I'm really liking it. So far, it's obviously, everything's been set up in the first book, so I'm really not having any background information right now. We're just getting straight into the story, which I'm very happy about. I can see why people are saying this is the better book out of the series. I've had the first plot twist happen, which I did not see coming, can't lie. I'm liking it so far. I'm finding it better, getting into it more. I'm enjoying it, and I definitely, when I saw the plot twist, I read it and I went, no, what? Like, I was actually shocked. So I'm very happy with it right now. Definitely still, it's definitely got me feeling like I sit there for a minute and I'm like, what? Like, how? This is crazy. Like, the stuff that this girl Avery is going through is crazy, and like how trying to find out what's going on and what all these puzzles mean. Like, she's really been just dragged into this whole circus that the grandfather's like created this whole crazy game, and it's like, why is she being dragged into this? This has nothing to do with her. And then like all the pieces of the puzzle are like fitting into place. It's good. Page 150 hopefully, and then finish it tomorrow. If I can get further, that's brilliant. But it's a really fast-paced book. That's one thing I will say. It's very fast-paced, and the chapters are really short, which is helping me get through it really quickly. Yes, it may be 2 AM. Yes, I may be absolutely shattered, but I've got to page 200. So as you can see, I'm at 203. Good chunk into this book, over halfway through now, which is amazing. Look, that's what left, that little tiny chunk there. Very happy. And let's talk about it. So I feel like in this book I'm preferring it, because in the first book it was kind of like Grayson was helping Avery and Jameson was also helping Avery. Xander wasn't really a part of it all really until the end, whereas this one, all the brothers are involved, and Max is in this one more, and there's more characters that are kind of in on this big like scavenger hunt, which is basically what it is. I feel like I'm following the story better now. Like, I'm invested. I'm really liking it. Like, I truly am. I'm enjoying it. And the chapters are so short. Like, the chapters are maximum 4 pages long. Like, that's it. 4 pages. It's honestly so quick. And in the space of like 10 pages, so much happened. So I just kept reading and kept reading. And honestly, I'm really liking it. So I'm a good chunk into this book. I'm at page 200. Where am I up to? 251. I have got this small section on this side left, and I'm flying through this book. This book is definitely better than the first one, like 1000%. I am so enthralled with it. I've got like less than 100 pages left. It's so good. I didn't expect it to be this good. It's honestly amazing. Right now I feel like it could be a 4.75. Maybe if it keeps being this good. I found myself tearing up at points as well. Like, I was actually getting like emotional, and I was in shock. Like, I was like, oh my god, and like I started like tearing up, and I was like, okay, I need to calm down. It's really good. Like, I'm on the edge of my seat. I can vividly imagine all the things happening. I'm so enthralled. It's so good. I just finished it. Wow, that book was amazing. I literally finished it and I went, oh my god, that was such a good book. I want to quickly sum up what just happened. Ignore how crazy my desk is. I'm packing to go away. That book was phenomenal. I did not expect that. I don't quite know what I expected, but it was not that. That was, oh my god, that was actually phenomenal. I really liked that. It was a really good book. I really liked it. So we got all the answers that I wanted. Like, nothing was left, like no stone was left unturned. Everything was like laid out for us. Loads of information on Avery's mum, and that all got answered, which I was very happy about. Everything on Toby was revealed. The love triangle was explored so much more in this book. Like, it was explored fully. Like, we got full exploration of this love triangle, and it was so much better than the first book. The first book was good, but like, they kind of set up the love triangle. This one, we really explored it and we really went in depth with it, which I enjoyed, but it wasn't the main plot line, which was brilliant. I really loved that. The whole story was so good, so many twists and turns. Did not expect any of it. Really loved it. Loved how much more Max was in this book. I just thought she was such a good character, and when she was physically in this book, where she wasn't in the last book, it was just, it had so much more of like an impact. Very emotional. I felt myself like welling up at points. I didn't cry, but I was like tearing up to the point where I was like, I feel very emotional right now, which is a brilliant sign. I would give this a 4.5, which is amazing. No, 4.75, which is amazing, because the first book was a 4 for me. This is a 4.75, 100% brilliant book. I can understand why everyone says this is their favourite. Thank you for watching the video. Hope you've enjoyed. I hope you guys are enjoying your summer. I will see you guys soon with another video. Thank you so much for all the subscribers and the likes, and like, it's just so like making me happy that actually people are enjoying what I'm putting out there. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you guys soon. Tell me down below what series you need to finish, because I'm curious, and subscribe, like, and all that stuff. Leave any comments, and I'll see you guys pretty soon. Bye.